Hey guys, this is Anthony Morganti from AnthonyMorganti.com. Welcome to Mastering On1 Photo RAW 2018. In this video, we're going to take a close look at the Tone Enhancer filter that's found in the Effects module of On1 Photo RAW 2018. You may have wondered in the past, why do we even need a Tone Enhancer filter when we have the Tone and Color panel that is found in the Develop module of On1 Photo RAW 2018? Well, I think mainly you need that filter for two reasons. One reason is you may be encountering a scene such as I did when I shot this image on the beach. It's a high dynamic range scene, and my camera didn't have the exposure latitude to properly capture all the tonal values that were in this scene. So I exposed properly for the beach, but the sky's kind of blown out, and really the sky was quite spectacular the morning I was at this beach. And try as I might with the Tone and Color panel, I really couldn't balance it out, meaning I couldn't process it so the sky looked good and the beach looked good. I could really only do one or the other. If you're ever saddled with a situation such as that, just use the Tone and Color panel to process one part of the image, then use the Tone Enhancer filter in the Effects module to process the other part of the image. Then the advantage of using a filter in the Effects module is you could apply a layer mask to it, and then you could mask out the effect from where you don't want it, or conversely mask in the effect where you want it, whatever is easier. And that's probably what I'll do with this image. Now, the other situation where you may need a Tone Enhancer filter is you may apply a different filter or filters to your image, and in doing so, it may screw up the tone of your image. You'll have to then correct it, and it's easy to then just add the Tone Enhancer filter and correct any tonal changes any other filters could have done to your image. So again, in this image, I want to correct for the sky. So I'm going to go over to the Effects module, and I'm going to go to Add Filter, and I'm going to go to Tone Enhancer Filter. And real quick, I'm just going to go over the styles that are involved with this filter. As you go across the top, we have auto. That'll just give you auto settings that On1 thinks should be done to your image. Then we have a simple contrast setting. It just really increases contrast. A simple clarity setting, which increases clarity. Then under the drop down, we have several more beside those three. We have contrast mask, dark contrast, darker, decrease contrast, highlights darker, highlights lighter, lighter, midtone contrast boost, midtones darker, midtones lighter, shadows darker, shadows lighter, and tonal contrast. And of course, if you do a custom setting of the sliders and you like it, you could save it as your own custom style as well, and it will appear under this drop down at the top. So we have all these styles, and just a real quick refresher on these filters. If you go over to the left panel and you click on this little filters tab, you'll see each of these styles side by side, so you could see what they look like next to one another. And you can click on this little group of 4 bricks, and then you'll get them here. And then if you see one you like highlights lighter, then you could just click on it and it will apply that style to your image. Now I'm going to reset this. Now I mentioned for this image, I'm really satisfied with the processing I did for the beach and the water, but I'm not happy with the sky. The sky was a lot more contrasty that day, and the clouds really stood out, and my camera wasn't able to really capture that. So I could do this with this Tone Enhancer filter, knowing that I'm really going to apply a mask to mask in the effect only on the sky. So I'm going to adjust just for the sky. It's going to totally mess up the beach, but I'll take care of that with the mask. So what I'll do is I'll come in here with the sliders, and they're your typical tone sliders. We have exposure. I'm going to bring exposure down. Now right away you could see that we're bringing out some more detail in the sky. It was a little bit overexposed, but it now is underexposing the beach. This was the dilemma I had. So I could, again, just come in here and just adjust for the sky and not really worry about what I'm doing with the beach. And I'll just quickly do it so you kind of get an idea what I'm talking about. I'm not going to do anything with compression. As you can see, compression kind of evens it out in a way in this image. Compression will give you different looks for different situations. So you could just kind of give it a try. And actually, I kind of like what it did there, although I think it oversaturated the sky. So I don't care for that. So we're going to keep that down. I'm going to add some detail to the sky, and I'm going to add some clarity as well. Now you can see the beach and water look horrible. It looks like bad HDR. I also have this little curves section down here, and if I wanted to do anything with curves, I could do that as well. Of course, we have curves in the develop module as well, and we have a filter, other filters that have curves in it as well. But I don't really like what I did there. So what we'll do is I think we'll just kind of reset these a little bit, see what I could do. Something like that, I guess. That looks okay. So the sky looks pretty decent. Of course, the rest of the image looks horrible. So what we're going to do is add the mask I talked about. So we're going to go up here right next to where it says Tone Enhancer, and there's a little mask icon. I'm going to click on that, and it opens up all the mask attributes. I'm going to paint in the effect as opposed to paint out the effect, meaning I could come in right now and paint out the effect on the beach. I'm going to choose to paint in the effect on the sky. So I'm going to invert this mask by clicking this invert button. Now the filter really isn't being applied anywhere because we have a black mask and I have to paint in the effect. So I'm going to go up to mode, make sure I'm on paint in mode, and I'm going to get a relatively large brush. So I'm going to use the right bracket key to make the brush larger, and remember the left bracket key of course makes it smaller. I'm going to keep feathering at 100. I'm going to keep opacity at 100 because I want to paint in the entire effect. And I'm just going to start painting across the sky. Now I really want to avoid the water, the trees as much as possible, and the lifeguard stand. I think the lifeguard stand looked a little too dark with the effect. And you can see how it still looks natural even avoiding that right there. And I could click on view to make sure that I have it painted everywhere I want. I missed a spot there. I could get a smaller brush and try to get a little closer to, let's say, the trees down here and stuff. But I kind of want this buffer zone around the lifeguard stand. The reason being is I had feathering at 100, and having that large buffer zone there allowed it to transition naturally so it doesn't look like there's an abrupt difference in the sky. Or let's say if I brought this real tight into the lifeguard stand, meaning it would be very noticeable that this part, let's say, was darker than what's in here. So I like that buffer zone. It looks a little more natural. Now I believe the image is a little better balanced. That's the way I remember the scene. The sun was actually behind one of those clouds, so the beach was relatively dark compared to the sky, which was very bright. But my eyes were able to compensate for that great disparity in tonal range by making me see the scene properly, but my camera didn't have the exposure latitude to properly capture it. So I think that's one of the two situations I mentioned where the tone enhancer filter comes in and does a great job. Now, when you're done, the great thing about these filters too is you could add another one. If you really want to just maybe adjust, sometimes you want to just now adjust everything. And maybe you just want to bring the highlights down just a little more, and you want to open up those shadows just a little more on the beach down there. Or you could add another one and just do it for the beach and the water. So we could mask out the sky on this one if I so chose to do. So again, I think there's a lot of advantages using a lot of the filters in the effects module, even though those filters duplicate functionality that's found in the develop module. And I'd like you to try to get in the habit of doing that. You'll find that you'll improve your images greatly. Now, I really didn't need this second one, I don't think. But there's before and there's after. There's before and there's after. And I think you could see how the tone enhancer filter really is a great filter. And I actually do apply it to almost every image for one of those two reasons. Either I need to further correct some tonal issue in my image that the develop module's tone and color panel couldn't correct, or I added a number, maybe even one sometimes, filter or filters on my image, and it affected tone in an adverse way, and I need to fix it. So I'll add that tone enhancer filter after I added those other filters to correct those issues. So that's it for this video. I'd like to thank everyone that watches my videos. I truly do appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys soon.